Hello. Gonna show you guys how to beat David Crane's Born as Blob Trouble in Blobolonia. I'm gonna show you two different routes, and the first one's slower but a lot easier. Second one is faster, still pretty easy, but it does require a little more execution. So you just press start to start the game, and let's go. So the controls in this game are you use the D-pad left and right to move, and you can use down to go downstairs. And when bouncing on a trampoline or in the water, you can use up to bounce higher or move up. So other controls are you have the B button, which whistles, and when you whistle, the blob comes closer to you. Or if the blob is transformed, which you press the A button to throw a jelly bean. If the blob is transformed like this, then if you press the B button whistle, it'll turn him back into a blob. Now, the most important jelly bean in this is the ketchup jelly bean. And to cycle through your jelly beans, I forgot to mention that, you hit the select button. And if you hold down and select, you can cycle backwards through the jelly beans. So, you need the ketchup jelly bean. So first thing we're going to do is for the slower, easier route, you walk right, and then you hold down to go down these stairs. Throw a ketchup jelly bean, hit the select button once to get to the punch jelly bean, and then feed the blob a punch jelly bean. So now he's created a hole in the floor so you can walk through it. You whistle, and then you walk all the way to the left. You want the blob to follow you, and you want the blob to stop in the middle of this window. Feed him another punch jelly bean, and walk down. You're going to fall and die right here. This is a nice death warp because there's a checkpoint flag right here that you fall on top of. So it lets you skip a lot of the cage. The caves, not cage. So then you come here, you want to get to the licorice jelly bean, and feed the blob the licorice. This will turn him into a ladder, which allows you to climb up. And then you just want to whistle. And so I didn't have him in the perfect spot. So what I'm going to do now is use a ketchup jelly bean to get him up here with me. And then go back to licorice and feed him a licorice jelly bean if he stops being dumb. There we go. You're just going to keep going up here. Feed him another. Go up again. And one more. Then what you're going to want to do is get onto the strawberry. Now you're going to run left, grab this bag, and then whistle. And what that'll do is he'll come back up as you're coming back over here. Feed him the strawberry bean, and he'll turn into a bridge. And you can run across the bridge, and then while you're running across, you can go over to the apple bean. Whistle, he'll come over. Hook him up with the apple. And then I usually go to tangerine here. Or licorice. We'll use licorice. It's a little easier. Feed him the licorice jelly bean. Climb up. Go over and whistle for him. Hope he lands up top, because he can fall back down. Alright, so we're good there. Now you're going to want to go to the root beer. Feed him a root beer jelly bean, and then stand on top of him. This will take you to what is effectively called Blobolonia. You start on Earth, you use the rocket to go to Blobolonia. That is what it is. So this is about I think it's a 30-second long, it might not be that long. It seems forever long. It's a really long cutscene where you just do nothing. Sometimes you just mash the select button. So what I do here is I go to the honey jelly bean because you have the most of those. And what you want to do is throw a jelly bean and then kind of like jiggle around until you see that. So what that did is you clipped into the final boss room, and now you can just run right. All of the enemies are despawned. So then you just run right for a couple minutes and get your ketchup jelly bean ready, because you're going to want to use that because it'll make the blob catch up to you faster. Yeah, all the beans are puns, and they're pretty dumb. Just listen to this jamming music. So now that we're through the cornfields, we're going to go into the factory. Once we get through the factory, we're going to be into the second cave system. We're going to keep enter it right now. And we're going to keep going until there's one floor like this, a second floor like this, the next room, and then here is where we're going to throw our jelly bean. We then want to get to strawberry to create another bridge, and then get back to ketchup. Run across the bridge. Again, we're going to see two things with the things on the floor. One gingerbread. No, a blank room. The first room of gingerbread men. And then throw it as you're going into the second, and then get to your lime jelly bean. And then go ahead and get to apple while you're waiting here. And you want to go right and throw the apple jelly bean at him. And he knocks this over. And that's where we would call time. So that's the first method. Now let's go ahead and look at the second method. So the second method, you start off, and the first thing you want to do is go straight to Blobolonia. This method is much faster. This is actually the world record route. I will show the simpler setups, so where you can get them consistently, versus the world record setups where it's not as consistent and you can lose your run completely. So once you land, you want to whistle, and then you want to stand about right here where the boy's head lines up with that pixel. Throw your ketchup jelly bean, and then throw a punch jelly bean. Oops. You want to step a little closer so he catches it. Alright, stand in it, throw a punch jelly bean off the screen, and then just hold left. And you fall into the credits. You want to whistle, and then you get here. Once you get here, you want to throw a ketchup jelly bean into the corner of the cage, or in the middle, it doesn't really matter. Then you want to go to your tangerine. Feed him a tangerine jelly bean. Hold up so you bounce higher. Oops. And then whistle as you're falling. And then you want to throw a ketchup jelly bean into this corner. Go back to your tangerine. Bounce twice. You're going to leave the room. And then re-enter it. Did I forget to whistle? I forgot to whistle. Okay, so that's not a big deal. You have one extra ketchup jelly bean. And then feed him, oops, feed him your tangerine again. Make sure to whistle. And then on this screen, you're going to want to go where his backpack is like lined up with this arm and throw your ketchup. Again, you're going to want to feed him a punch. Stand in the punch, throw another punch off screen, and then just hold left. And you fall down into this Michelin Man room. Alright, so if I had another ketchup jelly bean, I would throw it over here. But since I don't, I just have to wait for the blob to catch up with me. Get on the apple jelly bean, come in here, and then feed the blob an apple jelly bean. You have to feed it to him on the left side. the way the scripting works in this room. You have to be on the left side of them. And there's your time. So with the first route, you're looking at a time. I'd say you're definitely get a time under 6 minutes. The second route, you can get a time under 3 minutes, no problem. The world record route, that's the world record route, and the world record's 1:36 right now. So hope you guys enjoy, and good luck on learning this game.